Hi friends, today is 1st of March 2019 and I thought at the beginning of this fresh new month, let me start doing something different and new with all of you. How about starting a journey with me on reading Bhagavad Gita? I don't know how many of you have actually gone through this wonderful literature. And even if you have gone through, if you had the fortune of having somebody who could actually help you get the right understanding, believe me, it makes all the difference. There are three ways of looking at this book, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, right? One is to look at it as part of the Vedic scripture, those that have, existed from time immemorial. They were relevant then, they are relevant now, and they will remain relevant in times to come. Second way of looking at it is historically as part of the epic Mahabharata, on the war field of Kurukshetra, with the great warrior Arjuna having conflicts within himself, and he looks up to his friend, philosopher and guide, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, to give him the answers and sort himself out. And while he asks all these questions that most of us do end up asking at one time or the other in our lives, we feel as if Lord Krishna is not just answering the questions of this great warrior Arjuna, but to each one of us whenever we need them. The third way of looking at it is what I call very scientifically, and this is to look at it as a manual on how to live. We learn everything, don't we? We learn to do any job that we are doing. And as one of my friends very nicely put it, when we create something that has to work automatically and has to kind of interact with the dynamic environment that it is in, then we actually put a software, program it, put a chip inside it, and then also create a user manual to make sure that the users know how to make the most efficient use of that machinery to fulfill the purpose for which the machinery was created. Same goes with us, dear friends, whether we like it or not, believe it or not. We were all created with a purpose, and each one of us has a very unique purpose in the minds of our Creator. So we have all been programmed, and chips have been put within us for us to function and to interact with the world around us. However, to make sure that we understand who we are, what's our purpose, and we can utilize all the faculties that have been provided to us by first knowing them and learning how to utilize them, we need to go through our user manual, which has been provided to us in the form of Vedic scriptures. From the time we came into being, those scriptures have also come along as if they have been a user's manual. So before we go ahead and live our lives, we should definitely go through this to understand how to. So, whether you look at it from a spiritual point of view, a historical point of view, or a scientific point of view, it seems like a very relevant book to go through in one's life, isn't it? So, irrespective of the religious beliefs that you may have, I think this is a book that is relevant and useful for each one of us. Religion, to some extent, in my opinion, is a man-made thing. We created that in the society, and in fact, I don't know if anybody really started a new religion. We sometimes say that, all the religions are saying the same thing. That is because I think their source of information has been the same thing, the real manual. However, depending on the time, place, and circumstance, they actually brought forward and gave to the public that they felt was most relevant and most important at that point of time. And just because people heard about a particular aspect from a particular individual at a particular time, they gave it the look, feel, and the whole thing about a religious following, a caste, a community, and so on and so forth. So, irrespective of, who we believe in, what we believe in as our religious faith, I think it all comes down from the same Lord, and the same message is coming down to all of us in different ways. Whatever appeals to us, we have gone that path. That's fine. We can retain that. And that's the difference to some extent in my mind between being religious and being spiritual. As a spirit soul, we all are the same. So our requirements of learning, of finding the absolute truth is the same. But while we are living and probably doing our different roles in this world, then we may have different beliefs and different faiths and different things that we may follow, different rituals we may follow, but that's okay. That's like being in different stages of life, and we are doing whatever we feel is appropriate. I just feel that what is important is not by birth, but for us, all of us, to wake up and choose what we want to believe in consciously. That's more important. Okay, so before I get started, I just want to let you know that what I want to do starting today is, as much as possible on a daily basis, I want to read out along with you about 5 verses of Bhagavad Gita. And while I'll attempt to read the Sanskrit version of these along with the English translation, I would also like to share with you a little bit wherever required and where I feel inspired with you what I have understood as the relevance of what we are reading in our lives from my Guruji, Srila Bhakti Gaurava Narsingh Maharaj. Believe me, like a guru, he has been the person who has given me the true knowledge and has, as they say, brought me from darkness to light. And a famous, prayer that we have for a guru, I would like to say that to begin with. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, which basically means Om Ajnanatimirandasya, from the person who has removed the shield of ignorance. Jnananjana Shalakaya, the person who has introduced the real knowledge to me. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena, the person who has opened my eyes, because of which I can see light from being in the darkness. To that Guru, I offer my obeisances. Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. It's very important, friends, to have a real guru in our lives who can actually help us understand the way we are meant to understand truth. Otherwise, many of us, fall into this trap of first, looking for something that we want to look for, and then, we give meaning to stuff that we like because that's comfortable for us, and then we start, taking it as a validation of what we believe in, but without really getting a confirmation from a person who is an authority in that area. So if you all are ready with me, I would like to get started with the first chapter and the first 5 verses of the first chapter. I'm very excited. I hope you are too. So this chapter 1 is called Sainya Darshanaha, observing the armies on the battlefield. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamakaha pandavaschaiva kim kurvat sanjaya. Addressing Sanjaya, Emperor Dhritarashtra asked, after assembling with great enthusiasm for battle at the holy place of Kurukshetra, Dharmakshetra, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? Sanjaya uvacha drishtva tu pandavanikam vyudham duryodhanastada acharyam upasangamya raja vachanam bravit. Sanjaya replied, O Emperor, at that time your son Duryodhana, after observing the military arrangements of the Pandavas, approached his mentor Drona and spoke as follows. Pashyaitam Pandu putranam acharya mahatim chamum vyudham drupada putrena tava shishyena dhimata. Behold, O great teacher, the military formation of the great army of the sons of Pandu arranged by your gifted student Drishtadyumna, the son of Drupada. Atra Shura Maheshva Sabhi Marjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharathaha. Within those ranks are great archers who are equal to Bhima and Arjuna in war such as Satyaki, Virata and the powerful charioteer Drupada. Drishtaketuscha Kitanaha Kashirajascha Viryavan Puru Jitkunti Bhojiascha Shaibyascha Narapungavaha. Great heroes such as Drishtaketu, Chetikana, the heroic king of Kashi, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja and Saibya are also present. So this is first 5 verses and then we'll continue the reading tomorrow. But as you can see, this is the scene of the war place of Kurukshetra, which is actually called Dharmakshetra, right? And for a reason, and by the time we all finished reading this book, we all will know why really. This is where we are starting to read on how the army formation had happened and who was on which side, and very interesting to observe as we read along how actually Sanjaya is explaining about the army to the king Dhritarashtra. It's very, very interesting on how he's saying what he's saying without really taking sides while he's doing the translation of what he's visualizing. So with this, friends, I'll see you all tomorrow again. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Hare Krishna.